Hi, I'd like to welcome you both here today. My name is Raquel. I'll be facilitating today's discussion. There's just a couple of things that I want to go through with you guys before we get started. I think it's important to point out that you guys are here voluntarily, and we'd like to make this as respectful an environment as possible, so no shouting over each other, no foul language, no yelling if we can help it. The other thing, too, is that you should be mindful of the fact that this conversation is completely confidential. You'll see me taking notes, but I'll be getting rid of those at the end of the session. You guys should feel comfortable going, revealing as much as you want. If I think at any point that it might be useful for us to take a break, I'm going to call what's called a caucus, and so we'll step outside. I'll step outside with one of you, and we'll have a conversation. When and if I do that, I'll also do that to give an opportunity to do that with the other party. And you guys too should know that if at any point you think it'd be helpful to call for a break, that you guys can do that. Does either one of you feel strongly about going first today? No? If you don't mind introducing yourself, just so that I'm clear.
Leslie.
Leslie, and is it okay if I call you Leslie? Yes. And how about you?
Glenn.
And is Glenn okay?
Yes.
And is it okay for you guys to call each other Glenn and Leslie as well?
No.
So Leslie, why don't you tell me a little bit about? Leslie, why don't you tell me a little bit about why we're here today?
Well, again, I represent CBS. I'm Chief Executive Officer for CBS, and I'm currently we're currently trying to negotiate a new deal with my partner here, Time Warner Cable. In this deal, I'm proposing an increase of retransmission fees. It's an increase that I think that is it's a viable increase, and I think this increase is on par with the competitive market. CBS, I'm pretty much sure that you're aware of this. We have some of the top-rated television programming in the country, and we provide the highest quality and most popular programming, and therefore I believe, hence the reason why this increase on the retransmission fee is viable, because it matches with the market. So all in all, I believe CBS. I firmly believe that CBS is entitled to the increase that we are proposing here on the retransmission rates. Because again, like I said, this retransmission rates reflect what the market is, the competitive market. And at the time that we negotiated our last rate, the market was different. It was a different market. In that non-existent in that market was Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and all those other different outlets. So this is a different market now, and I think this retransmission rate, it should be, it's more viable for the market that we're currently in. So that's exactly where I stand. Another part of this, I don't believe that my partner here, TWC, is doing this negotiation in good faith, and I'm a little bit concerned about that. And I refuse to be, taken advantage of. I think there's some manipulation going on here, and I have no interest in engaging or being a part of such practice.
So what I'd like to do is just kind of summarize what you were just talking about, mostly so that I understand, so that I know that I'm understanding you correctly, and also so that it'll be helpful to both of you as we move forward. That what you're saying is clear, and that we're all in agreement. It sounds like you believe that the increase in the fee is reasonable and fair and reflects the current market rate.
Correct.
And you think that the renegotiation reflects the current market, where there is now Netflix and Hulu, where previously those things were not a consideration.
Yes.
And you seem concerned that you might be being manipulated, and that they might not be operating in good faith with you to negotiate.
Correct.
That's right.
So,
Do you want to share with us your point of view on the dispute?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny that Leslie feels that he's being manipulated because we feel that we're being manipulated, Time Warner Cable. For us, you know, it's clear intimidation tactics. CBS is a big company, and we feel that they're essentially just trying to suck as much revenue out as they can, and they don't have the consumer in mind at all. And in fact, actually, DirecTV, one of our competitors, came out in support of us in this dispute because they also have had to deal with, you know, networks trying to hike up prices, and they've also used the blackout tactic. We have blacked out CBS from our subscribers. Right now, we've refused to show their programming until we can come to some sort of acceptable agreement. But yeah, the fact that DirecTV, who is a competitor of ours, would come out in support of our position on this really, to me, speaks to the fact that this is not, you know, about what's on the market. It's not about, you know, fair pricing. It's about CBS trying to get as much money as they possibly can, and the consumers are losing in that battle. And for us, you know, we're trying to keep the prices for cable for our customers down as low as possible. And this increase would skyrocket cable bills. It's going to make our customers really angry and potentially cause us to lose customers because of this increase. You know, we feel that this utter lack of regard for the consumer is greedy and off-base business. And on a personal level, you know, we have offered so many different potential solutions and proposals, and every time we've come to the table, CBS has, and Leslie in particular, has treated us publicly with sarcasm and disregard and disrespect. So we feel that, you know, no matter what it is we bring to the table, no matter what solution we come up with, CBS refuses to have productive decisions and is taking an our way or the highway stance. And I think it's surprising that he would say we're not operating in good faith because we do not feel that he's operating in good faith. So I guess that would be my response to that.
Well, it sounds like you feel strongly that this hasn't been a fair process, and that the customers are the ones losing out.
Yes.
You're concerned with how you're being viewed publicly. You don't think that CBS has done a good job of having productive discussions with you guys. The pricing sounds more like it's about the market instead of what's fair and what's fair to the customers.
Well, it's not even about the market. It's about CBS trying to get as much money as they can and using the market as an excuse.
Mm-hmm. So, like price gouging.
Yes.
You mentioned that your competitors are even, one of your competitors, DirecTV, has even come out in support of you and have the same stance, that even a competitor would come out in support of you on this. Makes your point even more about it being an issue of price gouging.
Yes.
Not thinking about the consumer.
Yes.
Well, I think we should talk a little bit more about that. I mean, it sounds like both of you feel like you're being treated unfairly, that you're being treated unfairly publicly, and that you guys, neither one of you is operating in good faith. You mentioned to me the blackout and how that was a result of feeling manipulated and intimidated by CBS. And so, is there something that you want to add to address the blackout, or is just
Well,
to get this conversation?
Just to add to the blackout, they blacked out internet as well.
They blacked out the internet
yes.
as well.
Or they shut down the internet when we blacked out their TV programming. So Time Warner Cable internet customers who don't even get TV services through Time Warner, just internet services, can't access the CBS website at all. Which to me further indicates that it's about pricing as opposed to, fairness to the customer.
Well, now seems like a good time to maybe take a break. We can talk a little bit more about the issue with price gouging and also the fact that services have been blacked out, not just on TV, but also on broadband. It sounds like you guys don't have internet service available. Does that sound good to both of you?